Do you ever wonder why you keep experiencing self-condemnation and impatience? The reason is simple, but easy to miss. In short, you betray your humanity. You betray the way God created you to thrive in life. Let's unpack that. God created you to be a fully valuable person who is also powerless, vulnerable, and dependent. We rebel against those four beautiful traits because we inherited from our first parents a curved inward tendency that loves independence and fears vulnerability and powerlessness. We all love independence. Have you discovered that about yourself? We also are slow to learn that that is not the basic principle of our nature. Dependence is. Have you discovered that you are a slow learner of how dependence works? Let's get practical. Every moment you either trust Christ and who He created you to be, or you rebel by going independent and trusting you can succeed your way. Trusting your way is like driving drunk. You don't intend to swerve off the road or to hit a pedestrian, but you might because you chose to drive drunk. That is the nature of impaired driving. That is also the nature of impaired living when you try to act independently. Hidden in our love of independence is shame. Shame is fear of vulnerability, powerlessness, and dependence. It is fear of losing control. We are not in control, but shame is the voice that tells us we need to be. Your every experience of impatience and self-condemnation results from you listening to that voice of shame and getting drunk on independence. Dependence is the way of freedom, but it means losing control. Dependence means trusting and participating with Christ who initiates your next step forward. God wants you to be patient and to not condemn yourself. Therefore, He has a way of success. His way is what I said earlier is easy to miss, and shame is the reason we miss it. We need to embrace our shame to bypass it and notice the first and key step in experiencing dependence. To be human means to make moral choices, choices about what we should or should not be or do. We make these choices by drawing a line with some moral standard. You can make up your own standard, but that is a step of shame and independence. Yearly, I help hundreds of Christians and Mormons honor their shame to bypass it and hear the voice of their true humanity. I ask, how often would you want me to do evil to your friends? All say I should never do evil to anyone. I tell them I fail to meet their standard because I get judgmental. They say only Jesus met the standard of never doing evil. That means Jesus in His moral perfection is our true human standard buried under the voice of shame. Compared to Jesus Christ, how am I doing? How are you doing? How is he or she doing? I ask people if while self-condemning, they were measuring by Christ or by the voice of shame, pressuring them to improve. All say they were beating themselves with the low standards of shame. I help people discover their experience of impatience vanishes when they draw a line with Christ in His perfection. Watch more of my videos for more on how this works.